everyone, welcome back to WsCube. In our today's session, we will be talking about string slicing. First of all, let's have a small recap on what we have learned in our previous session. So, guys, in our previous three sessions, we learned string function, string method. We learned total 28 string functions. I hope you have no doubts and no questions on the string functions. So coming back to the topic, in our today's session, we will be discussing about slicing in strings. So what slicing in strings would be? Slicing in strings is nothing when you slice your string into small parts when you want a starting value and ending value and you want a small part of a string. That is called as slicing of a string. Now let's see how it can be done. Before that, if you want to become a successful data analyst and if you want to learn from our experts live, then you can call on the given number or you can fill the form that is provided in our description. Not just that, with our every batch you will be getting 2 demo classes for free. So guys, to slice a string, let's take few examples over here. I'm taking 1 to 2 strings over here. First of all, I'm creating A. A is equals to Harry Potter and the goblet of fire. Okay, I'm creating another string over here where I'm just putting numbers. So B is equals to, I'll put all the numbers from 0 to 9. Now what we will be doing, we will be using our slicing methods on these two strings. Let's see how it can be done. So what slicing means, slicing requires three values over here. One, we need a starting value. So first we need a start value and which is divided by a colon. Then next thing we need our ending value. To the ending value, guys, we will remember one thing, that to the ending value we will add 1 to it and then again another column, and lastly we'll give a gap in between. That we want a small part of it without any gap, or we want something with a gap in it, like if you want to give a gap of 2 letters in between, 3 letters in between, or if you want to give a gap of 2 numbers in between, 3 numbers in between. That gap, that step will be defined in our third part. So I'll be writing it as a step. Now here our syntax says that it is written inside the squared bracket. So we'll put it inside the square bracket. The start value, ending value plus 1 and step. So let's consider our first scenario over here. From our string A, I don't want the whole string A. I only want a small part of it. Let's say I only want Potter. So how I will print only that much? Let's see. All I need to do is I'll write print over here, write the name of the string. In the square bracket, I'll write the starting value. So as you can see, Harry 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On number 6, our P is starting, and I'll put a colon 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So R is ending on 11, but as we add plus 1 to it, so we will be going with 12. So here I don't need to define any gap in between. Why I don't need to define any gap in between? Because I want whole word over here. I don't want any gap in between. So if I run this code, let's see what happens. So you will see it will only print Potter for me, and our code is working. This is how slicing is done, that I am cutting out a small part of a string over here. So talking about our second case, second scenario over here, let's say I want to slice only off Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So I only want to print off. So what we can do over here, we are not going to count all the way from the starting. So here we can use our negative indexing. Let's learn how to do slicing with our negative indexing. So slicing with negative indexing can be done by writing print A. I'll be using our squared brackets over here. So what we will do, we will count from the end, that -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6 and -7. So O starts from -7. I'll put a colon in between. Ending value would be F. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. -6 plus 1 would be -5. So yes, I'll write -5 over here. And let's run and see what happens. So if I run it, you can see off is already written over here. That means our program is working. So we can do slicing from both positive and from the negative end. Similarly, let's consider the part where we want a gap in between. So what I need to do is I'll write print. I'll write the name of our string. I'll open the square brackets. Let's say I'm taking all the way from start. So let's say I'm taking it from 0. If okay. One more thing, guys, over here, if you don't want to define a starting value, if you want to start it from all the way from start, you don't have to write anything. You can just put a colon and this will be your starting value. Your starting value will automatically start from 0. It will be the default is set to 0. So all you need to do is put a column. That means you don't have to define it. Second, if you don't want to define the ending value as well, all you need to do is put another column. That means the ending value is also not defined. It will go all the way towards the end. Okay. So I'm considering the case of, let's say, string B over here. So colon, colon, and here. So let's say over here I want a gap of two numbers. So all I need to do is I'll write 2. If I run it, you will see 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Instead of writing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it gives a gap in between and write 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Similarly, if you want to give another gap, you can write B, or we can try it with our string A as well. That A in the brackets. If you want to define the range over here, let's say I want to define first range. I don't want to define the starting value. I want to define the ending value over here. So all I can do is write any ending value. Suppose I want to end it on 16, and let's say I want a gap of 2, and if I run it, I'll be getting Harry PTR, so space. So I'll get something like this. Doesn't make sense though, but yeah, this is how slicing can be done when you want to eliminate a letter in between. All you can do is give a space of 2, give a gap of 2. Right? If you want to write anything from the starting but stop somewhere in between, all you can do is you can write print A inside the square bracket. Don't define starting point because we want something from starting of the string, and we can define our ending point over here. So let's say considering this case, I want it to end over only at Harry Potter. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'll be writing 12 over here. I'll put, and because I don't want any gap in between, so if I run it, I get whole Harry Potter over here. Similarly, it comes with all the way towards the end also. For that, let's have a look at the example. So I'm going to take same A. This time I'm defining the starting point. This time I want to define a starting point. So let's say I want goblet of fire only. So goblet of fire, let's go for negative indexing for this one. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it starts from -14. So -14 I'll be mentioning over here, and I'll leave the ending point, and no gap needs to be defined. So if I run it, you will see goblet of fire will be printed over here. So now guys, what we will be doing, we will be learning how to reverse the whole string. If you want a reverse of whole string, so what method we have over here is very simple. Let's have a look at that. So all I need to write over here is print the name of our string. Let's say we will do it for the string number 1 first, so string A. And I don't want to define any starting value and any ending value. I want the reverse of whole string. So all I need to do is put two colons, and I'll write -1 over here. -1. Why -1 over here? Because I want the reverse of whole string. So it should go, the gap should go by -1. So if I run this program, let's see what happens, and you can see the reverse of whole string has been received over here. Similarly, if you want to check it for B1, all you need to do is write print statement, do it for B, open the squared brackets over here, put two colons, and put -1 over here. If I run this program, let's see what happens. Yes, it gets giving me 9876543210. So guys, if you want to reverse a small part of a string, that method is also there with us. So what are we going to do is we are going to write print over here. Print the starting value. Let's say I'm considering the case of string 1 only from the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And here I want to reverse only Potter, and we will be taking the starting value. We know that the starting value here was 6, but this time because we are going all the way negative, we are reversing it. So what we will be doing, we will be taking R as the starting value. So R we know stands on number 11, and P we know that stands on number 6. So 11 and 6 we have over here. What I'm going to write, I'm going to write A inside the square bracket. The starting value would be 11. 6 would be the ending value, but because we use +1 over here, in the case of reverse, it will be -1 and it will become 5. I'll put a colon and write -1 over here. Let's run and see what happens. You can see we are receiving the opposite of Potter, the reverse of Potter over here. That means our method is working. Let's give it another try. Let's say I'm taking a negative value for it. I want to write reverse of fire. So here let's assume I want to write the reverse of fire. So our starting value would be E, that is -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5 would be our ending value. So -1 to -5, I'll be writing print A -1 as a starting value inside the squared bracket, -5 as our ending value. And because we want to reverse it, I'll be writing -1. And as soon as I run it, you will see you will get a reverse of fire over here. So I hope this method is clear. And what we have learned in this module is also clear. We have also understood that if we don't want to define the starting value and we don't want to define the ending value, what we can do about it. We have learned how to reverse a string. We have learned how to reverse a small part of a string. We have learned reversing a string with the positive and the negative aspect as well. So I hope this was clear to you. Guys, in our next session, we will be solving problems related to our strings. So if you even have any small doubts or questions, it will be solved, I guess, by our next few sessions. So I hope you have no doubts and no questions, and I'll see you in the next session. Stay connected. Thank you.